Yes.
Good morning, everyone. So I'll be presenting on viral keratouveitis and glaucoma. So elevated intraocular pressure and secondary glaucoma are known to be common sequelae of uveitis. And a keratouveitis is basically a component of an active corneal disease with an anterior chamber inflammation. And in our retrospective study, we elucidate the various clinical features of viral keratouveitis, the development of ocular hypertension and subsequent glaucoma, and their prognosis and management. So we have collected records from the outpatient departments of glaucoma, cornea, and uvea from 2015 to 2020. And patients aged 18 years or older and diagnosed with viral KU were included. Etiological subclassification was based on clinical presentation. So presence of epithelial dendrites or stromal keratitis with an element of anterior uveitis and typically elevated intraocular pressure was classified as HSV. In addition, facial skin lesions with typical dermatomal distribution was classified as VZV and varicella zoster. And CMV, there's only one case, which was, however, PCR proven in our study. So we collected the age, sex, the laterality, the number of uveitic episodes, and the follow-up duration in months. And a pressure more than 22 millimeter of mercury was taken as elevated intraocular pressure. So we collected the data on anti-segment, the intraocular pressure, the fundus picture, the treatment per se. So 55 eyes of 53 patients were analyzed, and the follow-up duration was an average of 2 years. Most of the patients were 25 years or older, and the mean age was 45.4 years with a male preponderance. 80% were HSV. And the BCVA presentation, 40 out of the 55 eyes, majority were 20 by 200 or better. And this was either maintained at the final visit or some of the eyes even improved, with only one eye worsening to no perception of light. The most common ocular features in our study were corneal edema, keratic precipitates, and AC reaction, followed by Descemet's folds, dendritic ulcer, and reduced corneal sensation. The average Cubist ratio was 0.4, while that in glaucoma patients was 0.7. Ocular hypertension was present in 43.6% of our patients, and 21.8% developed secondary glaucoma. Recurrence in terms of uveitic episode or reactivation of keratitis was seen in all our patients. However, ocular hypertension in these cases was there only in 36.4%. And this was especially higher in the HSV and the CMV group. So we compared the intraocular pressure spikes and glaucoma, and we found that the higher number of spikes, 2 to 5, were associated with 50% chance of developing glaucoma, whereas when it increased to more than 5, it increased to 80%. And recurrence again was also associated with, that is more than 5 episodes were associated with requirement of a filtration surgery. Most of the patients did well with medical therapy alone, with topical steroids and oral antivirals as the basis. And additional anti-glaucoma medications were required only in 27% of the cases. So out of the 20 eyes, 5 required trabeculectomy with MMC, and 1 each required cyclophotocoagulation and cataract surgery, and 2 ended up with keratoplasty. So majority of our patients had HSV as the etiological basis. And 44% was the incidence of ocular hypertension. This was comparable with other results where it was 45 to 50% in the other studies. The uveitic glaucoma was present in 20% of our patients. And more importantly, we found that fewer than 5 episodes were associated with 20 to 50% chances of developing glaucoma. And the same risk increased to 80% with more than 5 hypertensive episodes. And this was clinically significant. Most of the patients benefited with medical therapy, and this was our medical regimen that we followed. And amongst the anti-glaucoma medications, the most commonly we used dorzolamide with a fixed dose combination of brimonidine and timolol. So surgical intervention was required only in 7% of the total VKU population, and this was especially more in more number of uveitic episodes, more than 5. Limitations were the retrospective nature, the smaller sample size, and the clinical basis of subclassification. And it was not really PCR proven, especially except the CMV one. However, considering the cost to the patient in developing countries, the long-term treatment, and the largely beneficial regimen of steroids and antivirals, this could be justified. So one has to keep in mind the recurrences are not only associated with increased risk of development of glaucoma, but also a greater propensity for a surgical intervention. And hence a prompt multi-speciality cross-referral in high-risk cases and in recurrences is important in providing a better outcome to these patients. Thank you.
You can put your video on, Dr. Priyanka.
Yes, sir.
And for all the presenters, if your network is quite fine, put your video on when you are presenting, so that we come to know about the presenter. Any questions? Any questions from the judges? You can unshare your screen, Dr. Priyanka.
Yes.
Any questions from the judges?
Question.
Taneja ji,
Am I
bolo.
audible?
Yes, please.
So you said in your website, I think HSV is very commonly associated with the glaucoma, isn't it?
Yes.
So which stages of HSV is it very common?
So most of our patients were stromal keratitis more than the epithelial variant of HSV, sir. So most of them were either stromal or, like you mentioned, disciform.
Disciform keratitis usually seen. No, even epithelial keratitis will not have.
Very, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, all your
Acha,
cases have,
Priyanka,
Yes, sir.
can I ask you?
Yes, sir.
What is the main reading of the glaucoma patients?
Uh,
IOP?
It was variable, sir. In CMV, it was very high. It was more than 40-50 mm of mercury. Whereas in HSV and HZV, it was variable from 24 to 30, maybe around. It was variable reading, sir. But yeah, the maximum was in CMV patients.
In which instrument you are doing? All patients were done in which instruments?
Goldman applanation tonometer, but if the Myers were not very regular, then tonopen was used.
You have not used the time. At what time you are taking the reading in Goldman? While taking the reading?
No, sir, because the patients had come at varied intervals, so that was
So
not.
Then the results will not be matching, no? All cases. Okay, thank you. Thank you for you.
Okay.
I think it was a wonderful point by sir. Thank you.